Testing YouTube. What's up? What's up, YouTube? Peace, love, and soul. You know, boy, that's from Don Cornelius, the King of Soul Train. Well, let's get down to business. You know, my thing is always straightforward. I give you the real, and I give you news with opinions. After what I said, most of the people probably know about it, so there's never really a need for me to get into too much details. But you know, of course, the first topic right now that's trending is this big story right now in Syria, where it's being said that the Syrian government has actually used nerve gas on its people. You know, this is what is being you know, this is what is being reported, and of course, no one really knows for sure what's going on in there, because nobody is there on the ground reporting exactly. All we're seeing is videos. You know what I mean? And you know, Hollywood is pretty good at creating sound effects, special effects. But you know, some of the videos of these people laid out on the floor, it's reported like over 100 people plus have died, you know, from nerve gas. I don't think this stuff is made up. So it's almost like a human crisis. You know, hundreds of people just died. You know, they're not shot, they're not gunned down. It's just nerve gas being thrown at them, and boom, that's it. They're dead. Moving on. Recently, tragedy happened in New York City, where a resident of England, or the UK I should put it, basically came to New York, you know, for a vacation. Very excited about it. Unfortunately, she got into an accident, and you know, a cab ran into the sidewalk and basically ran up on her foot, and boom, you know, her foot was severed. Doctors tried to attach it, but no luck. So her foot is gone. Special shout outs to Sean Green and to all of our supporters out there and all of our families and friends. You know, I wish her the best and a speedy recovery. And if ever you see this video, Sean, just know that, you know, New York knows your story. We feel your struggle, and we're with you. Moving on to, you know, it's been a little rough here of lately in terms of, you know, the celebrity deaths. You know, fortunately or unfortunately, however you might want to put it, it's not the A-list stars that have passed. You know, people would say B and C-listers, but that stuff doesn't even matter. You know, a life is a life. You know what I mean? You know, in the past 3 days, I think they had like probably like 3 celebrities, you know, who passed away. For folks, you know, who probably don't know, Gia Aleman, yeah, she was on The Bachelor. I remember seeing her a couple of times, so condolences to her. You know, they said that she hanged herself, committed suicide. Lee Thompson Young, Lee Thompson Young is from you know, this TV show called Jett Jackson, and he passed away. So that's unfortunate, because they said he was only 29. And then of course, you know, Lisa Robin Kelly from that 70s show, you know, she passed away also too, and all of it was under mysterious. All these people, it's almost like all of them committed, you know, suicide, you know, and it's like, you know, and they're young people, you know what I mean? They're very young, you know. So, you know, there was a study out at some point in time that, you know, celebrities die way younger than the average profession. So, you know, people are dying for fame out here, but it just speaks of the culture, you know, celebrities, where people, you know, try to get famous and they get the fame, and hey, you know, once things aren't working out as they would hope, you know, it becomes crazy, because chances are the people who used to be there aren't there anymore, you know, and the cameras aren't there anymore. It's a whole lot of things that goes on, you know, and everything I say, of course, is just pure speculation, you know, in regards to why these people died. You know, of course, people said that, you know, Lisa Robin Kelly had, you know, drug problem. Um, there's countless amount of stuff that could have played in these people's deaths. So, you know, it's unfortunate, and I wish the best for their family and the surviving family members who are out there, you know, having to deal with this. But, you know, time for the good news. Because that was some heavy stuff there. Shout out, you know, to who to shout out? Who to shout out? You know, I think I'll shout out first Sean Green, you know, who was, you know, basically pulled through. You know, as I mentioned earlier in the clip, you know, it was unfortunate that they had to sever or cut her left foot because she wasn't able to survive the accident. But she's here. She made it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her. You know, shout out to her for, you know, surviving, man. You know, shout out to all the people that helped her survive. You know, shout out to everybody that, you know, is able to pitch in whenever they see a situation happen, and not just, oh, it's not my problem, and, you know, let her pass away or let people die or whatever. On the news, the cab driver that, you know, got into the accident was asked whether or not he's gonna be able to drive again, or if he's gonna be driving in another New York City cab. At this point in time, and I'm always very careful about, you know, making sentence and judgment to people about people, because you just don't know people's situation, people's lifestyle. But, you know, at this point in time, I think it would probably be fair to say that the people who are in charge of, you know, cabs and transportation in New York City, you know, let this individual, you know, be, you know, set aside for a while, and come back in a year, let him find something else to do. You know, and again, I don't know him, I don't know his family, I don't know his situation, I don't know anything about this man. I'm just somebody that's reporting the news, you know. But I think it will be a little bitter, you know, to actually have someone who just came out of such a notorious accident to literally be back driving cabs in the city. I think that might be a little, you know, a little funny. Shout out to the Yankees. One of their hitters just hit 4,000 hits. You know what I mean? Hey, big in sports. You know, huge. You know. Of course, shout out to Lady Gaga, who just her new single "Applause" just hit like the 5 million mark views on YouTube. I'm like, wow, 5 million views in like 24 hours. That's to show that Lady Gaga is a force to reckon with, and the machine behind her is working very, very good. You know, so shout outs to her. Shout outs to, you know, who else I needed to shout out? I think that's probably it. Yeah. Shout out to Shelly Ann Fraser and Usain Bolt from Jamaica. You know, basically those are like the two biggest runners right now in the world, and they killed it at the championship in Russia, in Moscow. I think it's the IAAF championship, world championship. They killed it, winning races left, right, and center, all gold. You know, I think they probably ran in 3 races, and all 3 they got gold. You know, each 3 individual categories. You know, Shelly Ann Fraser is a man. Usain Bolt is a man. Shelly Ann Fraser, you know, is a woman, and Usain Bolt is a man. So both of them, you know, won 3 races in their respective category, which, you know, brought home the gold for Jamaica. So shout outs to them. You know, that's what's up. So on that note, I would like to end, but, you know, of course, I cannot end without, you know, sharing my advice to the world. You know, And I always end my videos letting people know that the things that I talk about and report about aren't necessarily the most important things to you, but the things that you need to keep important are the people who are sleeping next to you, who are there with you, and who enjoy your company. But I like to end on a note, and the note is called priority. I think it's critical that in this lifetime, because all the people that's watching you right now, all the people that's gonna click on this link, we have a certain amount of time. It's, hey, it is what it is. Don't want to sound morbid, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're here for a time, and that's that. And I think it's critical that in this life, you set your priorities straight. And different people have different priorities. You know what I mean? Some people want to be ballers. Some people want to be billionaires, like me. Some people want to do different things. But I think it's important that you set your goals correctly, you set your priorities correctly. I was having a discussion with a medical student today, and the conversation about relationships came up, and it was a little funny. She wants to get married, she wants to do this, she wants to have a family and be a cardiac surgeon. And I told her that, hey, you can do it. It's possible. You know what I mean? There's nothing in this world that you can't do. But you have to set your priorities straight. You're not going to be in medical school and try to be focused on a serious relationship when a relationship literally takes up your life once you're involved in one. It just doesn't add up. The old people of Guyana have a saying that says, boys and books don't mix, which could be translated into girls and books don't mix, so whatever it is, always understand that if you have a goal, focus on that goal, but always have priorities. Okay, you have to study, college student. You have to study, high school student. Don't be on Facebook. Don't be on YouTube watching me. Pick up your book and read. You have a job, get there on time. Don't be at home. Oh, I'm gonna get 5 more minutes to sleep and arrive 5 minutes late to work. Even though you might have a supervisor who might be like, hey, it's okay. It still isn't okay. Don't set your standard below anything. Always try to be above wherever you are and set your priorities straight. So you have work, be there on time. You have a class, study for the class. You have a wife, take care of your wife. You have kids, take care of your kids. Priorities, priorities, priorities. And I think a lot of people sometimes get caught up with things that aren't important. And like if you ask some parents like, who's Justin Bieber, I know. What's happening on the news, I know. But you ask them, what's your daughter's friend's name? Hey, chirps. It gets very quiet. It's critical that you know what's going on close to you. It's critical that you set priorities with the things that are happening to you. I'm not saying that, hey, you shouldn't have fun, because I want you to watch me. I want you to support me. So, hey, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But I think it's more important that you set your priorities of life. And always remember that things aren't going to be perfect. I have a quick line to say that remember that you always love the people that's closest to you, the people that's in your circle, the people that you sleep with, the people that you live with. Those are the most important people. Not what I say, not what I think, not my views on these videos, but the people who are there with you through the struggle. Take care of them. And of course, always, have God in your heart. This is your main man, DJ Troy. Peace out. Have a good night. Deuces.